Hey, thanks for hanging with me. We are on to chapter 6. Chapter 5 was, we learned who fathered who and how long everyone lived. And we had just gotten to Noah, so I was thinking maybe we'll get onto the ark, get away from those begats. You know what else just occurred to me? We're 6 chapters into Genesis and still no mention of Phil Collins. So maybe this will be his entrance. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. Okay, but like everybody that we just talked about lived 900 years, so it's already been like several thousand years of men multiplying. I think we get it by now. And daughters were born unto them. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair. Okay, saw the men, saw the women, they're hot, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So there were no arranged marriages back then, even though we think of this being like a long time ago and kind of archaic times, but they got to choose their spouse, at least. So, and the Lord said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man." So some people will be Jewish, "for that he also is flesh." Maybe this is about sex. My spirit, so when he is not around man, man will have sex. But he'll still yell his name. I'm not sure about that. That's just a guess. Yet his days shall be 120 years. So he's saying, no more of this 1,000 years business. I'm sick of Enoch or whatever his name was, talking at me for 300 years. That's not going to happen anymore. 120 years max, and you're out of here, buddy. There were giants in the earth in those days. Really? Where did they come from? Giants? What kind of giants? And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, so when the sons ejaculated into the women, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. So the children of the men and the women, I don't know if this has to do with the giants or if that was just I'm not sure. And they bare children, the same became mighty men which were of old. So the children grew up and became mighty men and had probably children of their own and were men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. I think in the earth means on the earth. If there's men in the earth, then that's a whole other story. And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Only evil continually. So man's heart is evil continually, but that didn't seem to bother him because he must have imagined worse. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth. Okay, so he's like, shit, I really effed up this one. And it grieved him at his heart because he thought he was all-powerful and never made mistakes. And now he's like, whoops, made man. And the Lord said, "I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them." So I don't know why he's looking back on this with such regret. Maybe when he created everything, maybe he was in the midst of a drinking binge and woke up the next morning and was like, did I do that? Whoa. And now he's got to make amends for that. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. We're going to find out the generations of Noah, unfortunately. Noah was just a man and perfect in his generations. Perfect in his generations. Don't know. And Noah walked with God. So Noah's walking with God now. He begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, which we discussed. I guess he begat them while he was walking with God. The earth also was corrupt. They're very scatterbrained right now. Can't seem to focus on one storyline. Makes it difficult on me. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So I don't know if that's just man or all the animals. If cattle are killing chickens and whatnot, but there's a lot of violence and corruption from government officials and things. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. Okay, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. So when God introduced that whole flesh sex thing, that's when things started to go downhill. That's when the government officials I mentioned started to, take bribes for sex and things like that. And now the whole world is a big mess. It's like in Back to the Future 2 when he goes back and, Biff Tannen got a hold of the almanac and screwed up the whole planet. Kind of like that. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, doing away with flesh, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. It was nice, at least, of God to give Noah that heads up, so that Noah could talk him out of it. He says, make thee an ark of gopher wood. I don't think that's wood made from gophers. I think maybe gophers chop it down with their teeth. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. That doesn't make sense. Shalt pitch, like tar. So put it together with tar and gopher wood. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. Okay, so here's the schematics. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A cubit is like a cubic foot, roughly. A window shalt thou make to the ark, just one window, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, just 1 cubit wide. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof, not the front, because that would be idiotic. You could pull up to the pier, so you got to get off on the side. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. So this is like the Titanic. Very extravagant. I don't know if there's going to be chandeliers, but I wouldn't be surprised, considering how elaborate this is going to be. And behold, even I, still God talking, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, showing off again, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. So, gonna send out a big flood, everything will drown and die a horrible, horrible death, even though he could probably just snap his fingers and everybody's dead. Instead, he's gonna make it slow, lingering, and painful. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark. Oh, Ark of the Covenant, Indiana Jones. This is going to get exciting. And thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. I didn't realize that many people came on board. I thought it was just... So it's Noah, his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, but not their children. They're SOL. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark. So everything that's flesh, animals, you're going to take 2. The plants will all, well, they'll have water, so they'll be fine. But all living, breathing things, except 2 of each, dead. To keep them alive with thee, they shall be male and female, obviously, except for those animals that reproduce by themselves or with one of their own gender. I think there's something like that. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing. He could have just said of every creeping thing. That would have included fowl and cattle, but God likes to talk. Of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind, 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. Okay. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten. So take some food on board, because otherwise you'll starve, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. So for you, your wives, you'll eat the food that you bring on board. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. So he did all this. And I guess chapter 7 will probably be dealing with the flood. Or we'll go back over Noah's sons again. So, find out.